Hi, I'm Kate Marie and this is Helen Barry and we're from Slow Aging. And today we're going to be checking out our body composition. We're in seeing Dr. Jarrod Meerkin from MeasureUp.
Great to have you guys in. So we're going to offer you a DEXA scan today. It's going to take 3 minutes. All you'll do is pretty much lie on that bed there for the 3-minute period. It'll do 3 passes. 1 minute each pass up and down the body, and we'll have the information displayed on this screen, and I'll print that out and then I'll take you back into the office and we'll go through your reports. Alright, all set?
Yes. Well, I'm back with Jarrod and Jarrod's about to interpret my results.
Okay, this is the first page of the report, and this looks at your bone density. Now, if we look at this graph here, this line that runs through the middle is essentially the mean or average, and you're sitting slightly below average, and that is for your total body bone density. So as a result of that, perhaps what I would suggest is that next time you're at your general practitioner, ask for a referral. You can bring that back in here and we'll do an investigation of the lumbar spine and the femoral neck. They're the 2 places that we need to investigate to examine whether you have low bone density, normal bone density, or osteoporosis. And because total body is on the lower side, then I think that's worth investigating a little bit more. The second page of your report just provides a picture of the bone density scans from your last 6 tests. And this is where I said longitudinal measures, or measures across time, provide us with a really nice idea of how you're going. So we can see here that bone density had stayed the same for the first 3 measures, slowly peaked a little bit, and now it's dropped back down again. And those results indicate that there is a negative 3.7% difference from your baseline. And that's between 2011 and 2016.
So what could that have been from, do you think?
Well, there's 5 years of aging through that period, whether you had reached menopause during that period or whether you had a decline in the amount of physical activity you undertook or any nutritional deficit in that period. We don't really know, or it could just be again, the genetic component rearing its head. Okay, so this next page of the report looks at your fat mass and your muscle mass. And you can see on this image here, the fat tissue is in yellow, the muscle in red, and the bone in blue. And we get, on this side, some more quantitative information. So we have this box here, which is an android measure. And we have this box here, which is a gynoid measure. So it provides information with respect to fat mass across the trunk, and again fat mass across the hips. And from that we can look at this android-gynoid ratio, and that for you is at 0.58, and essentially what we're looking at there is a modified waist to hip ratio. And we want to see that below 0.8, and that's where you're sitting. And it indicates to me that you have very little fat mass through the trunk, and where it does sit, as in most women, is on the hips. The other indicator here, if you can see this very small box through here, I'm just running the cursor over, that is our visceral adipose tissue area. So our estimated VAT area here is at 46.8, which is again normal. Anything over 100 is a greater risk, and over 150 is high risk. So that's 150 centimeters squared. You're down at 46.8 centimeters squared, so you're doing exceptionally well. Now, the other indicator mentioned briefly is this appendicular lean mass to height ratio, and this is your sarcopenia index. You are at 6.79, and the European World Health Sarcopenia group has put a couple of indexes in place. Below 5.5 is considered low, and you're well and truly above that. So there is no evidence of sarcopenia with reference to your body composition. And finally on the report, if we look at this last page, we have, obviously, you can see a large amount of data. You are carrying 1.96 kilos of bone in your body. Most women will carry anything from 1.5 to 2.5 kilos of bone. The marrow component on top of that is perhaps another couple of kilos, but your bone mineral weighs 1.96 kilos. You are carrying 13.8 kilos of fat tissue. And as I said previously, most women, I think, are doing very well, between around 15 to 25 kilos. You're below that group, and you'll be pleased to know that most professional female athletes will sit from anywhere from 5 to 15 kilos of fat tissue. Your muscle mass, or lean tissue mass, is at 45.6 kilos. And again, that range that I explained to you, you are at the top end of that range. Interesting, you'll find a lot of obese women, and very obese women, might have up to 60 kilos of lean tissue as a result of having to carry around that increased load. When we add your lean tissue and bone tissue together, BMC stands for bone mineral content. This gives us the weight of all the tissue in your body except fat. And this is known as your fat-free mass, which is 47.6 kilos. So fat mass plus fat-free mass equals your total mass or weight of 61.4 kilos, and your current body fat percentage is at 22.5%. And currently, at 53 years of age, the recommended range would be anywhere from 23 to 34%, so you're well down the bottom end of that range and doing exceptionally well.
Oh, well, thank you very much.